So by now, you guys know me, I'm Chef John. And I've got the oyster mushrooms that I grew that I just put a video out this morning that shows you how to grow these things. This is only about 3/4 of that first flush that I got. And today I'm going to show you how to use some of them. And we're going to make Pasta Funghi. Or is it Pasta Funghi? I'm not sure. But either way, we're going to make this delicious pasta with mushrooms. At the restaurant, it was one of the very most popular specials when I made it. So let me show you how to do it. Let me show you just everything you're going to need to make this. I'm starting with about 3 ounces of bacon. Let me just say this, I'm making a double batch today. So if I say 3 ounces, yes, this is 6 ounces. Don't worry about that. The recipe that I'm going to give you is for 2 people, and it's at the end of the video. But today, I learned something. I learned that I always make food for anybody I know that's, let's say, if they're sick or hurt their foot or have some emergency they have to deal with. And Morgan today, my wife, explained to me that the right thing to do is to do that even when it's my mother-in-law. I'm starting today with about 3 ounces of bacon. I've got half of a red onion that I've minced. I've got 3 tablespoons each of minced rosemary and sage, about 4 tablespoons of minced garlic, salt and pepper. I took the mushrooms that I showed you earlier, and I like to just randomly cut them so that they're not all uniform. And you can use any kind of mushrooms for this dish. Last time I made it with baby bellas, and oh my God, if you're out foraging in the spring and you get morels, any kind of good mushroom is going to be good for this. But this is 12 ounces of the oyster mushrooms that I showed you earlier, a little bit of olive oil, and some red pepper flake, and that's going to do it, salt and pepper. So over here, I'm going to heat up some water, and I'm going to add a couple tablespoons of salt, and watch all the videos. Everybody says, make it taste like the sea. Okay, everybody that knows what the sea tastes like, raise their hand. Yeah, I have no idea. So anyways, a couple tablespoons of salt in your water. And now over here, what I'm going to do is I want to render this bacon. And to render the bacon, you want to let it cook relatively slow because you want it to get crispy, but you also want all of the bacon fat to come out. So I'm going to put this on a low heat and let this bacon render while I start to heat up this water. So I'm rendering my bacon here. And of course, if you wanted this authentic Italian, you could use pancetta or guanciale would be my first choice. But right now I've got a bunch of my own bacon here, and that's what we're using today. So this has been about 5 minutes or so. I didn't really watch the clock, but the bacon has rendered nicely, and that's exactly what you want because you're looking for that bacon fat to make this awesome. And so we're going to remove the bacon, and we're going to go ahead and add our red onions and our sage and rosemary, and we're going to cook this together for about 5 minutes. Just until those onions are translucent. Smells awesome already. Always when I'm cooking onions or any vegetables, a little pinch of salt will help. So as my onions are cooking here, my water's come to a boil, like salted water like the sea. So I'm going to add, this box is about 14 ounces, you can add a pound. The recipe's calling for half a pound. Again, right now I'm making a double batch for, who. This pasta takes 15 minutes, so I'm going to cook it for 14 minutes and then add it to the sauce and let it finish in the sauce. So now my onions are translucent. It smells really good. So I'm going to go ahead and add my mushrooms. And I'm going to add a couple more tablespoons of olive oil to help them cook, and another good pinch of salt. And turn up the burner. And we'll saute these mushrooms down. So remember to stir your pasta every once in a while. Make sure it doesn't stick. I actually was shocked to find that, I think I did a few years ago, that you can actually burn pasta in the bottom of a pot. Never knew it could happen, but it did. So these oyster mushrooms don't have as high a water content as some other mushrooms, so they're about done. So what I'm going to do is add about 2/3 of my garlic now. I saved some of the garlic right to the last minute because garlic is most potent uncooked, so I add some right at the last minute. But I'm going to add my garlic now. My mother-in-law does not like spicy at all, so I'm just going to put a few red pepper flakes in, not many, you know, just half a teaspoon maybe, something like that. So we're going to stir those around, and then I'm going to add a ladle or two of the pasta water. I'm going to turn off the burner to about a minute before the pasta's done. So we've only got about 30 seconds to go left on the pasta. So I've turned the burner back on my sauce. I'm going to add my bacon back in. We're going to add the pasta. I like, with a recipe like this, I like a big pasta. I'll put this all in here. I'm going to add another ladle of pasta water. Give this a good stir. And we just want to stir this until that pasta water forms a nice sauce. So at this point, I'm going to add the rest of my garlic because, again, that last minute uncooked garlic really makes a difference in any of these pasta dishes. Trust me on this one. I'm going to add just a little more pasta water because it looks just a little dry to me. I need to taste one of these noodles, see where we're at. Some salt, some black pepper. Yeah, there we go. Awesome. Let me plate it up, show you a picture. I'll make this so good. So what I've done here is I've just plated it, and I'm going to add a little bit of extra olive oil. And I always love to top this pasta with a little grated Parmigiano Reggiano. Well, there you go. Another exciting episode of Scratch Cook with John. This is a really good, easy, simple dinner. Please enjoy, and we'll see you again soon. Mushroom walks into a bar. Pretty girl sitting at the bar sits down next to her and says, "Hey, can I buy you a drink?" And she says, "No." And Mushroom says, "Hey, I'm a fun guy.